Good morning, guys. Larry here in the leg room of Iron Heaven. Nice and empty today, right now, because it's almost 4 o'clock in the morning. But in any event, today is number 2 leg day of the week. I've been training legs twice a week for the longest, and the reason that I'm back to training legs twice a week and not doing a density day is because I can't recover from legs and back in the same workout, no matter how much I adjust the volume or play with it. I'm not finding that sweet spot, so we're just going to go with legs alone, no back. And for this is the heavy day. Now, Sunday, I train quads and hams, low legs, basically, a little bit lighter, a little bit faster pace, but for some reason I had some type of tightness, strain in my quad that I'm trying to get over. So I had to work around it. Hopefully, after a few days rest, not really moving on Monday, well, moving within reason, I'm able to put some weight on the bar and we'll get it cracking. So a couple of things to keep in mind when you're putting together a leg routine, right, is that you generally want to start with some type of hamstring curl first. I'm not going to do that today. I'm still got the pull, like the Romanian deadlift program within my training. But you generally want to start out with some stuff to warm up your hamstrings, get your hamstrings to failure, and then you go into your quadricep movements. Some of you all may be able to start out with squat. Some of you all had to start out with leg press. Some of you all may have to start out with leg extension. I don't know what that movement is. You have to find out what it is and work it for you. But in any event, when you get your hamstrings warmed up, then you can go into your quadricep work. Now, for older individuals, if you're listening to me, I was talking with a buddy of mine, Derek, and I said I wanted to put on some more leg size as I got older, right? Wasn't trying to trim them down. What he recommended was to backload the training. So you start with calves, then you go to hamstrings, glutes, then you hit quads. So when you do something like that, you want to make sure that you have the frequency high. So you could train legs 2 to 3 times a week, a couple of sets of failure on each day, or you pick your designated days where you push your quads to go to failure, and then the rest of the time you're just doing stuff to just put blood in them, blow them up. But today I'll lay out how I'm doing my leg training, and hopefully you all can take some tips from that and apply it to your own. But like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be bringing you more content as usual. We're getting jacked in 2023. We're getting swole. We're getting big as hell. We're getting strong, all at an older age. So let's get moving. Okay, with regards to this macro cycle, or not macro, this mesocycle that I'm in, that I've officially stopped keeping track of a couple of weeks ago. I'm just really going by a lot of biofeedback markers, tightness of the muscle, fatigue, just being able to tolerate exercises. I can tell I'm coming up to the end of, basically this training block. So when you get to that point where you're just starting to feel run down, but you're getting all your meals in, you're getting a decent amount of rest, but you're just not progressing like you would like, if you're not adding at least a rep or two to exercises, or at least being able to move and perform better, then it's probably time to take a deload. So I'm getting close to that point. I'm not there yet, but you always want to make sure that you're taking into account these feedback markers that you mentally know, or you should know, that, hey, we're getting close to the end of this training block. So even though I was able to do a significant amount of weight on this exercise, it didn't move the way that I wanted. So I will say that I was very tired this morning, and the fact that I got 4 reps is amazing to me. But 315 moved like butter and almost moved for 12 reps, which is good. So I'm able to at least extend this block out a little bit more before I go into a full body routine leading up to Ramadan to try to drop some more fat. Cardio was supposed to take place today, but it didn't, just because I was so goddamn tired. So With that being said, also apologies for the blurry video if you've been watching this shit and, you know, the video's a little blurry. I do apologize. Hopefully YouTube doesn't ding me for cussing, but, you know, it is what it is. But in any event, 315 moved well. When you're doing these guys, please, please, please control the eccentric. Control the eccentric. Control the eccentric. I'm not doing a super surgical 3-second lowering, but I am making sure that I'm keeping all the pressure on my hams, all the pressure on my glutes, and just powering back up in a controlled yet violent manner to make those muscles contract really fast. So generally, I tell people to start out with some type of leg curl. I did not today. I started out with an RDL. So I went to a stretch movement instead of a contraction movement for the simple fact that I wanted to put maximum weight on the bar, which was 405, and then go to the hamstring and just kind of tire him out. Now, a couple of things I want to touch on here in regards to these machine-based movements. Again, being at an older age, you want to make sure that you can do a lot of movements that you can brace for and not against. Obviously, we brace for all movements, right? We don't want to just go into a movement haphazardly or anything like that. That'll give us a high amount of torque or anything like that where we could twist a muscle, right? But anything that I can lean my back against and then just focus on the movement and make sure that I'm getting a really strong contraction or a really good stretch, those are movements that we should go to. Those are movements that we should all have in our training program. I know for a fact that if I did like a lying leg curl or a seated leg curl, I can do a higher volume of those, and for relatively moderate to heavy weight for a high amount of sets and get a really good workout, and I don't have to do anything else for hamstrings. So always make sure you got those exercises in there that you could do for basically your entire workout and be done with it and call it a day. So with this, I didn't have to brace for it like I did the Romanian deadlift, so I could really exhaust the muscle. So here I did 2 heavy work sets, and then the last heavy work set that I did was for a drop set. So we did a double drop, and the last set was about 50 pounds, and just repped it out. Really wanted to make sure that the hamstrings were good. Was feeling a little bit under the weather too. I actually had to call into work today because I just wasn't feeling right because my stupid ass started sweating profusely under my hoodie when I should have just went home and tried to get to sleep. But in any event, I didn't get to work today because in true meathead fashion, I kept moving. So again, bracing for, not against. Went to the pendulum or the Rogers Athletics hip press and just made sure that I worked through a good range of motion, really controlling the eccentric, really bringing my knees back to a comfortable spot that will allow me to be able to get the entire leg and not just bias the quads. As you can see, my heels are not totally off the platform. They're a little bit higher up because I did want some hamstring in there. So just working into the double digits. I saw a post by Jordan Peters where he dips down low into the leg press for about 4 reps. And I am not that brave on the leg press because I really think I'm going to blow something out. Look at that clear video. Isn't it wonderful? So again, bracing for, not against, and you can really do that on the leg press. So when you get into a machine like this, please keep in mind that you can work really, really, really hard and do some really brutal work inside the leg press. You can do some really brutal work inside the lying leg curl, seated leg curl. I know there's a lot of hardcore guys saying that, hey, you can't like be hardcore and not do a lot of barbell movements, but you haven't seen a barbell in this leg routine today. So what you're going to see is that you're going to see this brutal drop set that I'm about to show you right now. Special shout out to Chris and his training partner for pulling those plates for me. So that's what I'm talking about. You could do brutal drop sets inside of the leg press, or if you're manlier than me, you could do brutal drop sets inside of these hack squats too. I only finished up with 2 sets here of 8 to 12 reps, really just 8 reps, and really just focusing on trying to get to the bottom, trying to bottom it out, get to depth, get to a good stretch in the quads and the bottom, and then rack it up. So there you go. Bit of an effective leg session for me today, even though I felt like complete and still feel kind of like complete dog shit. But in any event or in any regard, we keep on working. So guys, like and subscribe to the channel. We're back to filming. We're back to giving advice. We're back to working hard in 2023, and let's drop some fat, put some size on. And hey, summer bodies are made in the winter, so get your ass to work. All right? Y'all take care.